Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Designer Studio episode. Today we have Dan Siskin joining us because we're taking a look at the AH-1F Cobra Bell helicopter. Man, so first of all, this specific helicopter, very iconic photo from Desert Storm, a couple of them actually, but then just the model itself, the cross-element printing, the canopy, the interior, I mean, there's so much going on here, I'm not even sure where we start.
Well, first of all, let's start with the actual helicopter, the real one.
Yeah.
So the F model, so this is the AH-1F. The original that was in Vietnam was the G model.
Yep.
F, you'd think it would take a step backwards, but F stands for fully modernized.
Okay.
So what they did is the Army had this helicopter since the 1970s. They continually upgraded. And this is the final Army version of it. There's so much different. I mean, it still had the same engine, the same single rotor, but they, every technology in here that they could incorporate, they did it at the time.
Sure.
So, it has this 20 millimeter minigun, essentially, cannon, three barrel cannon, rotary cannon, in the front turret. This particular one has anti-tank missiles. These would be tow missiles, and also has the 70 millimeter rocket launcher.
The rocket pods,
so two pods, 19 rockets each. Those are unguided rockets, but they're pretty deadly, especially if you fire them in a volley.
Yeah.
Yeah. they typically would shoot them like two at a time.
Sure.
From each side, but yeah. But this is like the anti-tank, the Army anti-tank helicopter, light anti-tank helicopter. Until the Apache came along, this was it. And the Apache did eventually put this thing out of business, but the Army made great use of this helicopter. This particular one's from Desert Storm. And it was kind of fun to do it because I was able, it has a different canopy style than the earlier, and even the later, the Marine Corps ones have a bubble canopy still. They have like a slat-sided canopy on this model. So
the angles actually work pretty dang well, especially with the printing on there.
And it allowed me to do this canopy. We'd been looking at this, like I think Cody and I had been playing around with this a long time ago. Say, hey, let's use this. And we were both like, yeah, let's do it. But the bubble canopy was still the bubble canopy.
Sure. And
finally this one came up in rotation. I was like, all right, I'm doing it. We talked about it. We never got around to doing it. So I do have to give Cody some credit because he was part of that conversation.
Yeah, sure.
That brought that up in the first place. So. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet looking helicopter. I don't know. Lots of printed pieces throughout this thing. There's not a single sticker here, is there?
Nope, there's no stickers on this entire model. It is fully printed, which I know is something that is always exciting to see, but I think the thing that strikes me most about this one is just the multitude of cross-element printing from the shark face to the insignias on the sides here to what we have going on in the cockpit.
It truly worked out easily. There's some things we just can't do. We're like, you know what? It's not like impossible, but it's so hard that the problem could be so much easier solved with a sticker. But this happened to be a model that there's no reason for a sticker. So everything you see is printed. The rocket pods are printed front and back. You have the United States Army, the Sand Shark, these recognition panels on the side here, the insignia, the whole shark mouth. That's multiple angles. These eyes they were actually printed. They were painted over a sensor that was there.
Sure.
So that it does have a little bit of a platform. It is a little funny looking, little weird thing.
It really adds to it though, because like no matter what angle you're looking at, that shark mouth's got you in sight.
Yeah, for sure. It is looking forward. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I did print the top of the IR jammer there. That was a holdover. We used that in the Kiowa, I believe. Okay. So some of these parts you'll recognize. The United States Army was done on the last Cobra, but it's a dark gray. So we did recycle. I did actually. This canopy is an amazing print job. Usually canopies we put a vinyl sticker on or something, but we've lately started getting into a little bit more complicated prints. So let me just pull this open, take it off. So it's printed all the way around. So each surface has to be printed. So we print that side, that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece. So that's essentially 5 prints in one piece.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that the seats are printed. There's another the pilot who sits in the back seat. He has a detailed cockpit as well. So it's a pretty cool little setup. Their two guys fit in there perfectly. There's just everything worked out just right about this helicopter.
Yeah, it is the Cadillac of attack helicopters. It absolutely came well together well. I think the cool thing about this too is that when you want to talk about something that just was essential to having Desert Storm be a 43 day campaign or something like this. I mean, the amount of damage these things inflicted once they rolled across there against unguarded T-55s. I mean, it was fish in a barrel, and this thing performed super well.
Then the Marines had their version in there. The Marines have a twin turbine,
Sure.
twin engine
Twin engine.
version. They call that the Super Cobra. This is the Army equivalent. Of course, the Army doesn't have to fly over water, so they're happy with one engine. So, yeah, it was a fun model to build. Lando did a great job with the minifigures.
Yeah, we'll have him in to talk about the crew. So obviously we covered the printing, we went over the missiles a little bit. Otherwise than that, just pretty much standard functions. It looks like we've got, you know, spinning rotors and kind of adjustable flaps. What do we got going on back here? That's just kind of
it's a tail strike. It's just a tail strike preventer. It's just basically a bar. Yeah. So if this thing comes in, like, you know, when you flare, you don't want to drag your tail, or worse yet, hit your tail rotor while it's spinning on the pavement or the ground. So that's something. Did print there's little sensors up on the front here too. I can't, you know, I worked on this weeks ago, and I get looking at it like, wow, there's so much going on.
Yeah, there's a ton. Well, and then not only that, but you bring together all the details. You get the 3D printed barrel in the front there, and then you still get the swooshability. It still is a super solid attack helicopter. I mean, if you want to bring this thing down on top of your T-55s, you absolutely can do that because it is ready to go.
Right, and if you were one of the lucky few who got the first batch, I mean, this came out of the gate. It sold out instantly. We will have more coming down.
Yep.
So. Lucky you're probably already building this if you're watching this video right now, or have built it. So
yeah, show them off, get them online, and I know people will be super excited for whenever batch number 2 does drop in. But
yeah, it'll be soon. We'll get it in as soon as possible. This. I mean, we hear you. We're making as many as we can. There's just only so many kits we can make, and we try to do new stuff every week. So it's a combination. We always have to weigh the balance about how many of each we're going to do.
Exactly, it is definitely a balancing act. But I'd say with everything that this one has going on, we will. It'll be back, don't worry, because this is that is about as good as it gets. But let's go over the crew now. So we'll bring in Landon here shortly and take a look at the crew for the AH-1F Cobra. Okay, so 2-person crew. Tell me a little bit more about the Cobras.
Cobras. You couldn't resist making the joke.
The Cobras.
We joked about this for like 10 minutes before I came in here.
10 minutes.
Easily 10 minutes.
10 minutes is like
so this
really
is this. I can't even not say it now. This is the and this is the Cobra. Or maybe it's the other way around. Gunner's in the front? No, gunner. Wait, I've got it backwards. Anyways, pilot minifigures.
There we go.
So we got one dude. He's probably more of like a salty veteran, I guess. He's been flying helicopters for a while. He's got this nice uniform here that is got the pilot's suit, right? This is the flight suit, kind of that. Sometimes they call it the pickle suit.
Yeah, right. Just very, very green, very iconic.
Very, very green. One thing that stood out to me would be these early desert boots. I think at the time I speculate that they were trying to develop a better footwear solution because, you know, Desert Storm, they started off with either just those black leather boots or jungle boots.
Hot.
So you would see these earlier desert boots that were using this really almost white leather, it looks like. So that's kind of what he's got going on there.
Cool.
I don't know if that was official issue.
Yeah, sure, but what they were wearing nonetheless.
Yeah, it's some of the first examples of desert boots during Desert Storm would be kind of at this lighter leather tone. Survival vest, and that's kind of like a Vietnam era thing. But you know, you'll still see a variance of it up till today. So
tactical snacks.
Shark repellent and tactical snacks.
Shark repellent's crazy cool. Although this is the sand shark, how do you even?
You can't even get in. That's how effective this shark repellent is. It's like a magnet, except opposite.
Right.
An anti-magnet.
Deterrent.
The other side of the magnet. That's how they work.
Helmets, 3D printed helmets.
3D printed helmets. Got his little name insignia badge there. I like this era because they have these. It was like black, kind of shiny-ish plastic with white lettering on it. I think it's their name badge, but that was around for a little while, and you see it kind of like nowadays. It's a more modern patch.
Sure.
Survival knife as well. So yeah, kind of a cool figure all around. Same figure on this guy, 2 different faces. Oh, final detail. You have that's like a diving watch, actually, but you see, General Norman Schwarzkopf had this watch. Just kind of a throwback.
Storm and Norman.
So he had that same little wristwatch peeking through. So that was kind of and he also had those boots. I don't know. This is maybe it's secretly General Norman Schwarzkopf flying around in this thing. It's not. It's just some era.
Some wannabe.
Nods to the era, I guess. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Love the collections of gear. Fun to hear the stories behind all of it. Yeah. So there you have it. That is the crew for the Cobra. That is the designer studio for the Cobra. Tune in next time. Thanks for watching.